Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. Yes, depending where you are in the world. Sabbath blessings, one and all. It is the night time of preparation day is finished. We've gone into the Sabbath hours, preparation day being, as we know, Friday. It is Sabbath. We're doing a nighttime devotion from the devotional Maranatha. The title today, God's Law Made Void in America. Psalm 119, verse 126. It is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. A time is coming when the law of God is, in a special sense, to be made void in our land. The rulers of our nation will, by legislative enactments, enforce the Sunday law, and thus God's people will be brought into great peril. When our nation, in its legislative councils, shall enact laws to bind the consciences of men in regard to their religious privileges, enforcing Sunday observance and bringing oppressive power to bear against those who keep the seventh day Sabbath, the law of God will, to all intents and purposes, be made void in our land. When the land which the Lord provided as an asylum for his people, that they might worship him according to the dictates of their own consciences, the land over which for long years the shield of omnipotence has been spread, the land which God has favored by making it the depository of the pure religion of Christ. When that land shall, through its legislators, abjure the principles of Protestantism and give countenance to Romish apostasy in tampering with God's law, it is then that the final work of the man of sin will be revealed. Protestants will throw their whole influence and strength on the side of the papacy. By a national act enforcing the false Sabbath, they will give life and vigor to the corrupt faith of Rome, reviving her tyranny and oppression of conscience. Then it will be time for God to work in a mighty power for the vindication of his truth. The prophet says, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen. And then I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you may not be partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven. God have remembered her iniquities. When do her sins reach unto heaven? When the law of God is finally made void by legislation. Then the extremity of God's people is his opportunity to show who is the governor of heaven and earth. As a satanic power is stirring up the elements from beneath, God will send light and power to his people, that the message of truth may be proclaimed to all the world. That title again, God's Law Made Void in America. That time is coming, and it's coming very soon. The current president of America goes by the name of Trump. He is fastly becoming, well, I suppose America's always been considered the big boys of the world. They're the ones who everyone goes to for help. Ashamedly, that's who the British ran to for help in the World War II. Not that they actually needed it, but they did anyway. Well, I can't say they didn't need it really because I wasn't there. But Trump, who is working closely with the current Pope, who also is American, by coincidence. How these popes are chosen, I don't know, because they're supposedly the the head of the Catholic Church, but they're supposedly the vicar of God, which was on the sash they used to wear, vicarious filii Dei, which was vicar of God, so to speak, on earth. And if you really looked into that more deeply, vicarious filii Dei as Roman numerals, check it out, it amounts to 666. If you look at all the Roman numerals in that name. Anyway, with the two working together, it goes without saying that the Pope, or the Papacy, I should say, the Catholic Church, are becoming close to standing up and claiming to be the leader over all the earth. There was a time when I think it was the Russians? It was during the Russian-Ukraine thing that was going on, which supposedly was going on, but it really wasn't. And Trump suggested that everyone meet at the Vatican as a neutral place. Now that was a clear indication how the Vatican will stand up and be the decider of what happens. And that will still happen. There will be laws passed as soon as the Catholic gets full power, the Catholic Church gets full power again, laws will be passed from land to land that everyone must worship on a Sunday. And as I've said in the previous devotion yesterday's and the day before, whoever is seen to be keeping the seventh day Sabbath will be the reason why everything's going wrong. And they will demonize us. They will chastise us. They will prosecute us. They will, whatever they want to do to us, kill us, torture us, I don't know. But they will persecute us in some way, shape, or form. It's all clear in the Bible. This is all due to happen. And everything that has been prophesied thus far has happened exactly as the Bible said it was. So this is going to happen, and it's going to happen in our lifetime. I know it's doom and gloom, but we have heaven to look forward to. We have our spending the rest of our eternity with our Father in heaven. So that is the silver lining. And what a silver lining it is. God bless you. Enjoy Sabbath.